What's going on, douches? I was gonna not make videos all day, but I guess I'm making videos all day. This will be an official response to Cyhack's video. He just did some thingy about approach anxiety, whatnot. Way to go. Turn all my thingies into ways to help the little chaps and whatnot. So, look, I'll just flat out say what the easiest thing it is for me to not have approach anxiety. And it's the same thing with the axe to the face and back when she was calling me her knight and all that because I was talking about first night and all that bullshit. Because in the opening scene of First Night, they're like, "How do you do that?" She's like, "You gotta train really hard." I can do that. Then you have to attack with full force. Oh, I can do that. You have to not give a damn if you live or die. Have a nice day, guys. I'm Lancelot. Right, like that's how it is. I mean, how do you get to that point? Now, look, the way that I know that girls will do if they're gonna put you first, they're gonna put you first. Now, the only reason I would be willing to give Tiffany a pass is if Taeyeon is somehow involved. If it's some other dude, hell fucking no. I'm not doing any of that bullshit. If it's Taeyeon, I kind of understand because it's almost similar to what was going on with Amanda. And I told you if I had to wait 20 years for another Amanda, I would wait 20 years for another Amanda. That's why I am not quick to jump into relationships, why I don't like to, why I tend to have many relationships, and why I tend to not really like give a fuck and all that bullshit. But so I'll deal with that in a minute. So Amanda, I don't want to go into it, but long and the short, she has some family bullshit, and instead of like dealing with the family bullshit, they just like I don't want to go all the way into it because I'm gonna get upset, and then if her family ever watches this, they'll get upset. So, but just to like make it as like without having to go any deeper than that, they decided to take her stepfather's word for it instead of her word for it, and they shipped her off to an insane asylum for like a few months. And then I met her like when she got out of there, and she was like, "Oh, I'm crazy. Everyone thinks I'm crazy." And I was like, "I don't think you're crazy. I think you're just a scared little girl, and you're acting up, and acting out, and all that bullshit." Um, she really just needed protection, to be quite honest, because like everyone was. I'll tell you another secret, because I don't even think I am, but everyone tells me I seem to be like really good with bitches and whatnot. I don't force them to do anything. You know, if they're trying to do something with me and I set a boundary and they cross that boundary and I do things to let them know that they've crossed that boundary and I'm upset, that's different because they've tried to establish something with me and then they're breaking my trust. But I don't like being told to do. Why the fuck would you like to be told what to do? I remember one time specifically because it was at one of Amanda's modeling shoots for Hooters. I'm not getting into all that right now. It was my fault. She had to work at Hooters because she tried to tell everyone that we were dating, and I was like, I don't like to date girls that I work with. And I didn't mean I don't want to date you. I was gonna say, but for you, I'll make an exception. But she just like stormed out and got a job at Hooters instead, and I was pretty fucking impressed by that, to be quite honest. But then I was upset because dudes kept hitting on her, and I had to like spend all my time at Hooters. I got free wings out of that. They set up a punching bag in the back for me. Those sweethearts, sweet little girls. Uh, what was I talking about? Damn, Amanda bullshit. I just remember I got so baked one time. Uh, I don't know why I did this. She got so mad at me. I started dude, I like faced a blunt to my dome because we were slow at Ruby Tuesdays. The Ruby Tuesdays we used to work at is shut down, by the way. But we were having a slow day. So I walked outside and dome piece used to like roll, but you would put some tobacco in it so that way it would smell not totally like a blunt. And I'm just facing that whole thing, and I go back in and I still have no tables. I don't know what came over me, but I took like a straw and I like started like taking some of the thingy off so it was like a cape. And I like drew like a little face and I stapled the face on it. And I made like a little straw dude with like legs and arms and it was like interchangeable and you could like move around. And then I finally got a table and they're like, get rid of that thing. And I was like, no. And I was like, Amanda, you have to come right now. Like, emergency, get rid of everything you're doing and come right now. And she was like, okay. And she came over with like her Hooters top, but her jeans and cowboy boots, her hair like halfway done. And she was like, what's the emergency? And I was like, you need to save this guy. And she just looked at me. She was like, this is why you call. I was like, I do my eyes. She was like, your eyes are pink. She was like, your eyes aren't red, they're pink. Oops. What did I do? I pushed a test. Sometimes I push buttons and things happen. Dude, she was so pissed at me, but she took it and she like left. We were sharing a car and a phone. She had just gotten her own phone. I remember why I did this. Okay, so she really liked me. I didn't understand until after she passed away how much she liked me. It really upset me that that's how long it took me to figure that out. Um, we would argue and fight all the time. So this one time, I don't know why I did stupid shit like that to her. I don't know why. I was just so immature. But so this one time, we were having a fight about something. I don't remember what it was, but I know that when we would get fights, she would like to like try to piss people. She would literally go up to people and be like, "My boyfriend could kick your ass" and all that bullshit. And then they would try to fight me, and I would like headbutt them or some crazy shit like that. Because they would think I was gonna be like, "Yeah, let's go outside and fight right now." But I was like, "Whoa, poof, I don't have time for this shit," right? But I didn't want to like go to jail and all this bullshit. So I was like, "I'm done with your horse shit. Just too much." And so she tried that whole bullshit where she like goes to the bar and like, do want to fight you? And I was like, no, I don't want to fight you. She's making shit up. We're just having a fight. As a matter of fact, I'm done with that bitch. Broken up. Go for it. And I started walking away. And the dude came back, and I saw as I'm walking away, he was trying to like spit game on her, and she just shoots him down and runs after me. And she was like, "I'm sorry. I was upset, and I'm mad at you. Let's sit down and talk about this." And I was like, "Okay." Because I was about to like leave. Uh, uh, no, that's not what I brought. No, okay, so this other time, so we're at her modeling shoot. And we were talking about some bullshit. I forgot what it was. Okay. Oh, yeah, it was. You can do the dragon punch, like in Street Fighter 2, and Amanda helped me figure it out. Because this one time, I woke up early as fuck. And she thought I was cheating on her, but I wasn't. I was sneaking off to like this one area where she couldn't see me and practicing like flip kicks and like dragon punches like in Street Fighter. And she was watching me. She was like she let me like think I was like getting away with it for like a month. Oh man, it was so embarrassing. She was like just watching me practice like Street Fighter moves. And then one day, she's like, "Why don't you put your knee out?" And I was like, "What the fuck?" And she's like sitting there, like staring at me in the field, trying to do like Street Fighter moves. She's like, "You're trying to do the jump punch. Put your knee out. Use it like a rudder." And I was like, "Holy shit!" So I put my knee out, and the knee. When you do like a Shotokan, the level one punch they teach you to get your white belt, if you do that, but at the instead of I'll have to do a video on it sometime. When you're going to do the step, lift your knee up into the air, and you'll do it as you twist your body. You'll automatically go up and spin. So your knee, the farther out your knee puts is out is the farther you'll do. Is like if your knee's out a little bit, you'll do like a weak punch, midway, mid punch, all the way out, but then you're all the way open, but you'll do more damage. She actually showed me that, and then she asked me to break into the police station to get her computer back, allegedly, and then she nicknamed me Pooter for computer because I actually did it. She, she was like, "You train Street Fighter moves at 6 a.m. on Saturday? I need your help with something." They always need the help with something. But then, other time, I was really upset that we had no insurance and we had to work these shit jobs like Ruby Tuesdays and Hooters. Oh yeah, so we're at one of her photo shoots, and I'm trying to explain to someone because there's like people always want to be like, yeah, I'm like super alpha fighter guy and I go to the gym and I blah, 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 and all that bullshit. And I was like, that's nice, I don't give a fuck. And I told her not to do this, and she goes, Joe's a boxer. And I was like, fuck. And then they started talking to me more and more and more, and I was like trying to explain to them like fighting is this and not that, and that's like the TV, and really it takes like 7 seconds to go to the ground normally, and normally when it goes to the ground it's over like pretty quickly, like whatever. Uh, and then she was explaining the dragon punch because she was in between shoots. And those fuckers were trying to like make fun of her and all that bullshit. And I was like, "Don't you talk to her like that? You motherfuckers don't know a damn thing about her. She used to do judo and kickboxing, and I'm pretty sure everyone has done taekwondo. And I was like, she's done this, this, and this, and that's half the reason why she's even here being a model. And I've trained her in boxing and all that bullshit." And they were like, "Sorry, sorry." I was like, "Don't tell me sorry. You insulted her. You need to tell her you're sorry." And they were like, "We are so sorry." And they fucking left. And she was just staring at me like, "Who the fuck are you?" The other time, the one time we were doing community service for some, she would do community service with me because I would get in trouble, and then she would do community service with me. I think she did that on purpose because she would call them like little mini dates. But I was doing community service at this place called Save and Serve, and there some fire broke out, and I put the fire out before the fire department came, and she was telling everyone I put a fire out, but I was on probation, and it was just so much heat I didn't need. Anyways, so then I almost joined active duty, go shoot and kill people military 3 times. Never officially did. The third time, my dad talked me out of it, of all people. He was like, "You're going down a path I wanted to go down. Look how happy I am." And I was like, "That's a good point." The first time, I crashed a drone at VMI, all that bullshit. The second time was that time when they were like, "We're gonna get you up in the mountains of Kandahar and killing terrorists and all that bullshit." And I was like getting ready to go like sign the paperwork, and I got a 99 on my ASVAB. I got 100 one time, but that time I got a 99 on my ASVAB. So they like really wanted me to go. And she was the one who got me thinking about like, well, what did they ever do to you? And I was like, oh yeah, you make all these sensical points. This is bullshit. We need money. And she was like, well, not if you're gonna go kill people. You ever think about that one? And I was like, she was Native American, like Seminole or some bullshit like that. I can't remember right now. Or Iroquois. I don't remember. I don't want to go down all that bullshit. But long and the short, hitchhiking to her funeral, expecting to be making up with her because we had a fight, and she told me she got pregnant, or we never went to the doctor about it, but like apparently she had a pregnancy test and all that bullshit. Now Tiffany tried to tell me she's pregnant too and all that bullshit, and I don't want to get into all that. But I'm expecting that I'm gonna go see her again, and we're gonna like make up and all that bullshit. And it turns out she's dead from an aneurysm, probably from all those complications from birth control pills and all that bullshit. Because she started taking them for modeling and all that bullshit. She died. She might still have a MySpace account up. She died in like the first month or two of the MySpace. She was so excited about MySpace. She's the reason why I got on MySpace. I was like, this is stupid. She goes, I like it. And she made her profile theme orange. I remember I had to hitchhike to the funeral and I saw her in the casket and I just locked myself in the bathroom and cried, like bawling my eyes out. That's an emotional experience. So, I mean, you don't understand. Like Tiffany being like, "Oh, you have to simp for me, or I'm gonna go hang out with these douchey producer losers." Go do that. You don't need me to do that. Like, if that's what you needed my money for, I'll pay you extra if you'll leave me alone if you'll and just go do that. Because I don't want to deal with that bullshit. But it could just be Taeyeon. I don't know. I'm trying to feel like I just found out I'm on call this weekend, so like I'm not sure if like I should even go to that thingy on Sunday because I have to come back on Monday and all that bullshit. She just needs to communicate better. She expects me to drop everything just to go see her because she's pretty, which I would do for Amanda all the time. Don't get me started on the stupid bullshit she would do to me. Like, oh yeah, I almost cheated on Amanda one time. This is the stupidest thing ever because I ran over her phone because I didn't want to carry her bag, so I threw it on the floor and then I accidentally ran over it with my car because I forgot about it. So she started using my phone and she showed me all the SIM card tricks that you could do with all that bullshit. So since we were sharing a phone, we used to leave each other messages all the time. Oh, this is so lame. And this Mormon bitch was trying really hard to like get me to leave Amanda for her. And we were actually sitting in my car. This is so shisty. I can't believe I'm going to say this. And I was supposed to go pick up Amanda from work in like an hour, but I was mad at her. I don't remember why. And then my phone buzzed, and it was a message from her that because we were sharing a phone. It is actually, she was bitching at me. She was bitching about me how she like had a cold and I need to like pick her up. I need to get her the right medicine, and how like I'm an asshole because she sent me to get tampons or whatever the fuck, and I got a multi-pack, and she was like, "You, my friend told me to give you a test, and then if you really care about me, you'd get me the right tampons, and you got me the multi-pack, and you didn't pass it, but you didn't fail it, and all that bullshit." And I was like, "I have to go. I have to go get the right tampons." So like when bitches like you, they'll let you know that they like you. They don't like go collaborate with posers and all that bullshit. But no, so like how do you overcome approach anxiety? You have shit like that happen. Like if Amanda had never died, I'd have like a 19, 20-year-old kid right now. My life would be totally different, but it didn't. She passed away because the powers that be, the bankers, all that bullshit play medical tyranny, and she's just a statistic. And they could have done more to save her, but they don't because they harvested her organs and sold them to rich people on the black market. There's documentaries about that. They do that in China and Taiwan openly on buses, so I'm not going to get into that bullshit right now. And again, yes, that's how I got involved in all this other bullshit. I was like, I'm sick of Amanda's happening. But it's neither here nor there because it didn't become any of that what it was supposed to be. It ended up just becoming getting a bunch of assholes promotions and me getting scars on my face and chest. But who gives a shit, right? And I guess that's how we grow and learn and all that. But no, like you get yourself some stories like that, you don't give a fuck what a K-pop model thinks. It would be nice. That's the thing, like she doesn't understand, like I want her. I don't need her for shit. I think it'd be nice to have her. I think we could do a lot of good things together. I like her vibe. I don't need that bitch for shit. She needs me for shit. I just want her. I don't need her. And I don't think she understands that concept. But all right, I talked way too long. I have to go do a report and other bullshit. All right, peace out.